Steph from PA. That is Pennsylvania, isn't it, for God's sake?
Yes.
Good. Hello, Shane. I'm a huge Mr. Perfect fan. I wanted to know what you thought about the greatest wrestler to ever live, in my opinion, Curt Hennig. Other than the plain rib, are there any other good rib stories you have about Curt? In fact, do you know what? I mean, when was the last time you told the plain rib? Maybe we should... I think I know which one that is. You'll have to tell it.
Oh, the plain rib is... the WWF would fly you from wherever to the West Coast, and you would typically do Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, just work your way up the coast. And the last night would always be in Yakima, Washington, which was a good 2 hours or so from the SeaTac airport, Seattle airport. And so you'd work and you'd have to jump right in the car, sweaty and stinky, and fly back because the red-eye flight, if you missed it, you had to wait till the next day. I was always lucky because whatever red-eye flight typically went through Pittsburgh. So mine was usually one hop, and then everybody else had to connect and go up there, to get home. So we're sitting in the Seattle airport. Now, at this time, me, Marty, Sean, and Dustin are traveling together. And, the four of us at this time didn't, throw a winter jacket on and a hat on. You look like four guys sitting there. Meanwhile, you got the Warrior and you're rooting. You got some big guys right over here at the gate. And Warrior, bless his heart, he always wanted to inhabit that character. I mean, even changed his name, right? It was one of the ones we missed in that question. But Jim would walk around with the ribbon, the Ultimate Warrior ribbons on his arms, and monster that he was. And these three guys and a girl come in. They've been partying at the bar or whatever. The flight's at like 1:30 in the morning, really crack early. And they come in and they sit down, and they don't know we're four wrestlers are sitting right across from us. And we're at the gate across the hall from the flight where all these big guys are, these big wrestlers. And they also are look at those steroids and acting like monkeys and, just making fun of it. And man, of those three, let me ask you, of those three, who took that bait? Of the four, which person in our group decided to take that bait from these three, right? Sean or Marty. Mm-hmm. So Marty leans in and goes, "Hey, you guys like to party?" And I knew as soon as he said it what he's doing, right? And this is the time of GHB, the date rape drug. So, when you started taking that, you're supposed to take like half a scoop. And it was a little tiny, probably about as big as round as my finger, my pinky nail. And, about that deep. It was a little tiny scoop you pull out. And when you start, it's supposed to like build up to a full scoop. Because if you took this and tried to stay awake, within 20, 25 minutes, it was like drinking a case of beer in 2 minutes. Like you went from sober to, and it gave you a nasty, nauseous feeling. But if you took it and went to bed, it was a great fat burner. It really worked. And so Marty, hey, you guys like to party? Well, of course, these four knuckleheads are sure we like to party. So he divvies out a couple scoops each to these guys, right? And I'm thinking, like, Marty, back off a hair. And like I told you, it takes about 20, 25 minutes to kick in. So they all four drink it down. And 5 minutes later, he goes, guys feeling anything? Like, no, not yet. Better give them some more. I'm like, God, Marty, like, take it easy, We get on the plane, and I'm in the very last row of the plane. It's a double wide plane, 2 aisles. I'm in the very last aisle seat on the far right side of the plane. Well, of course, the bathrooms were right behind us. And so the plane gets up in the air, and, within 30, 40 minutes, the lights are all turned out. And somebody alerts Warrior as to what was being said about him, and Warrior always walked around with that the electric razor to shave his arms. And two of the guys know something's going on. They're feeling, so they stagger back to the bathrooms, and I hear them go in and lock the door. Well, in the dark, you see this big, dark, hulking figure walking back. And if you take a pen cap, for those of you at home, if you take a little like the old pen caps, you could pull off the pen. That little strip that played off the side, you could put that in there and slide the lock over to unlock the door to get into the bathroom. And He unlocks it in the first one. I'm looking over my shoulder, and as soon as he opens the door, I'm having to like cover my face because the stench. This guy has shat himself, and the bathroom is like a poop bomb has gone off in the bathroom, but he's passed out. So Warrior reaches in and gives a little haircut, closes and locks the door, goes and opens the other one. Now this guy has puked. There's a strip of green, like bright green puke that's gone around the bathroom. Same thing, the puke smell, right? And same thing, gives him a haircut. They close and lock the door. The girl, who is pretty well endowed, has a tank top on and she's got like shoulder length hair. Well, somebody had given her a hair trim halfway around. So her hair is long on one side, nothing on the other side. And then they snipped her shirt. And so the shirt falls open. And the fourth guy, now he must have been a partier because he's still awake and he's seen all this happen. So during the flight, he goes, now he's barely awake, but he's staggering up and he starts pounding on the cockpit door. He's going to stooge off to the captain what's going on. So all the wrestlers zip back to their seats, right? Pretending to be asleep. And the captain comes out. And I can see this because right over my shoulder, I'm watching. The captain opens the first door. They close and lock it. They close and locks it. Says something to the stewardesses and goes up front. And they get plastic handcuffs. And they handcuff the kid that's still awake that stooged it off, put him in his seat, seatbelt him into his seat. And, we're flying cross country. And as we're landing in Pittsburgh, I'm thinking, I know somebody had to be awake. Somebody had to see what was going on here. And I'm the last person came off the plane, right? There's no quick escape for me. And, he had, gone through and Perfect was on that flight and had partaken in that. The end result is they ended up getting arrested.